Hey guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show. Of course, now splitting the show into two parts: what's new in this week and what new single issues are going on the racks in terms of new releases. So, doing the what's new in this week, first of all, able to record this in the morning, of course, and then of course do the single issues when I close up today. So, yeah, it's not a huge week with new stuff in, but it's a huge week in terms of quality. It also is more than what it looks there, which I'll explain in a moment. But yeah, anybody who's been looking on the social media stuff, for example, will have seen we've been getting more single issue runs in. So we got a run of Nightwing New 52 in, Nightwing Rebirth. We got a Batgirl Volume 1 run in. So we're always adding single issues to the back collection there as well. So that's all new in this week, all priced and done. We've got another couple of runs on the way as well. This time I focused on Marvel. I like to sort of alternate between the two and just make sure they're well stocked up there. So yeah, plenty to look forward to, having a look through the bays and stuff like that. But in terms of graphics in this week, as I say, I'll take you through what's come in. The first thing I should talk about is this, which is a lovely run of Punisher Max. These are out of print books. It's almost like Marvel are slightly embarrassed by the Punisher these days. Obviously such a violent, vengeful character. They did a recent run with Jason Aaron, which was really good, but they replaced the guns with swords. This is very much not that. This is the Punisher Max run that Garth Ennis worked on. So split into individual volumes. It's the full run aside from volume 8. So these will be going on to the racks. I do not expect these to last long because, again, these tend to be quite in-demand books simply because Marvel now have them out of print. So they'll be going on to the racks this week. A couple of omnibuses back in stock as well. I mentioned Frank, there he is again. So Savage Avengers. This is Savage Avengers 1 to 28 and the annual, as well as a bunch of single issues. So this was predominantly a Jerry Duggan run before he took over on all the X-Men stuff. You've got the Savage Avengers, which is a great collection. You've got Elektra there, you've got Punisher, you've got Wolverine, you've got Conan randomly. Venom. So some really cool ones. Dr. Voodoo in there as well. So really cool run there, and again one for the slightly more adult side of the Marvel Universe. Speaking of adult side of Marvel Universe these days, also back in stock is the Predator Omnibus. This is the Predator Original Years Omnibus. So this is basically printing all the stuff from the Dark Horse years. You've got Predator 1 to 4, Predator 2 1 to 2, and then a bunch of mini-series. Way too many to read out, but very definitive, and one for all you Predator fans out there. Now, the reason I say that it's more than what it looks like here is because right here I have Demon Slayer #1, so back in stock, always a popular manga. The reason it's more than what it looks is because we got volumes 1 to 23 in, so we got a complete long run of Demon Slayer back, but I didn't see the point in piling them up to here. You wouldn't be able to see this lovely face. So I just thought I'd show off #1, but just know that the manga section's been restocked with all 23 volumes to this point. New book this week is Wind, Book 3, The Throne in the Sky. So this is the all-ages fantasy tale from James Tynion IV, as well as Michael Dialnis on art. We've been loving these books. This is the third volume. Each one's anywhere between 6 and 7 issues. They were always oversized issues. Great world building, great character stuff, and really highly recommended that one. Speaking of highly recommended, we have The Ambassadors from Mark Millar and a cavalcade of some of the best artists in the world. The reason for that is The Ambassadors is all about a woman who is able to develop a superhero serum, and she basically puts out an open call to the world saying, why do you deserve to be a superhero? And she's going to pick 6 deserving people to do it. But the reason there's so many artists on it is it's a different artist draws each issue, which deals with a different person. So you have Frank Quitely on there, you have Travis Charest, you have Olivier Coipel. You've got phenomenal artists working on this book, and it was really class, and it all leads to what is now the big game, which is Mark Millar's crossover book. Another great title is Damn Them All, Cy Spurrier, Charlie Adlard. Cy Spurrier, of course, he of the Hellblazer run that was cut off way too short, but it's okay because he's clearly getting his supernatural investigation itch being scratched here, except this time he's in full control. So 6 issues here. I was a big fan of this. It's just come back this week as well with issue 7, so perfect time to jump in with the trade, and then you can jump straight onto the singles. Back in stock is Bloodborne. There's another one that always comes in and goes out pretty quickly. This is The Death of Sleep, Aleš Kot and Piotr Kowalski. This is the first volume of the Bloodborne stuff. So again, they never seem to last long. New in this week is Avengers War Across Time. So this was a 5-issue miniseries. by Paul Levitz, Alan Davis, and Rochelle Rosenberg. Journey back to the Avengers' earliest day. So Eisner Hall of Famer Paul Levitz writes his first ever Marvel story, a love letter to Avengers history. So if you're a fan of the classic era, that's what to go for. A couple of Walking Dead volumes back in stock. Again, we always try our best. One or two of them are out of print, so we can't always have the full run, but we certainly do our best to make sure that as many volumes as possible are on the racks, or in the graphic novel collection, I should say. So this is volume 1 and 5 back in stock this week. So I think we'll have a full run from 1 to 28. I think the last couple of volumes just out of stock at the moment. Back in stock again, I mentioned it last week, of course. We have Canto, volume 1, If Only I Had a Heart. Big fan of this, so much so that we've got a signing coming up, just in case you don't know. Again, I will be talking about this pretty much every YouTube as much as I can. But yeah, towards the end of September, David M. Boer, writer and creator of Canto, as well, of course, is working on things like Dungeons and Dragons and Firefly and so forth, will be appearing in store 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. All the details are on our socials. We've got posters in the door. We got leaflets by the counter. There's no excuse not to know about this. As I say, I'll be talking about it as much as I can. But yeah, we're huge fans of Canto, so we're just stocking up and making sure we have all of those in stock in advance of the signing at the end of September. One that should have arrived with us last week, but only arrived this week, is Star Wars Thrawn. This was a 6-issue miniseries by Jody Houser, Luke Ross, and Nolan Woodward. And as it states, he's one of the most cunning and ruthless warriors in the history of Star Wars. So this was long out of print, just back in print again. Don't expect that to last long. One that I'm definitely looking forward to, because I think it's the only Chris Samnee Marvel stuff I have not read, is Thor the Mighty Avenger. So written by Roger Langridge and drawn by Chris Samnee. Thrill as Thor faces the mischievous machinations of his adopted brother Loki, battles raging robots the size of cities, and fights side by side with Iron Man for the first time. Yeah, so this was an 8-issue miniseries, and it also includes the Free Comic Book Day from 2011. Again, long out of print. Again, great to see it back in print. Our compendium this week is Oblivion Song. So Oblivion Song, great book from Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Di Felici. Of course, these guys are now working together on Void Rivals, which is the segue into the Energon universe through Image Comics. But Oblivion Song is a great book, 36 issues in total. A decade ago, 300,000 citizens of Philadelphia were suddenly lost in oblivion. The government made every attempt to recover them, but after many years, they gave up. Nathan Cole won't. Really good book, complete. Again, part of the section over here that we have for the Image Comics compendiums. Always the best way to read these things. This comes in at 45 quid. That's 36 issues, £10 an issue, £20 an issue, as opposed to picking up the trades, which will ultimately cost you far more than that. There's 6 trades, there's 3 hardcovers, or there's 1 compendium. So if you're going to commit to it, that's the way to go. I'm pretty sure we have Image Firsts for that in stores, so that's the number ones reprinted for £1. So you'll be able to get the first issue go and then know if you're going to commit. And then just I thought I'd throw in another bit of love this week again, because we sold out of it last week, which is Swamp Thing Green Hell from Jeff Lemire and Doug Mahnke. This, of course, is part of the DC Black Label range. Oversized books, oversized hardcovers, adult storytelling, and this is one of the best representations of Swamp Things in years, if you ask me. So I think this will be up there in the old Book of the Year discussions. So Swamp Thing Green Hell. So yeah, that is everything this week that is new into the store. As I said, new back issues are out, new volumes coming in. Stuff will be going into the main section over there, so the likes of Punisher and so forth will filter into the back catalogue, whereas things like Oblivion Song and Star Wars Thrawn and so forth, that'll be on the new release racks, just close to the counter as well. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it's proven useful as ever. Keep an eye out later for the new single issues going on the racks. It's been a bit of a disaster week from Diamond again. I'll tell you more about that in the next episode. There were also a couple of trades that didn't arrive that should have arrived, but anyway, I will get to that later. Let's keep it positive. Anyway, again, hope this proved useful, guys. Hope you're staying safe out there. Look forward to seeing you in the store soon. Take it easy.